Hello again, and thank you so much for joining the Community Ledger. I just wanted to hop on here again to give a little bit more information coming out of CNN. Um, Scott Jennings had a really good statement to make in regards to this mandate on what has happened with all of these votes. And then I want to go over the sentiment of the liberals. They're taking it really hard. A lot of people on Twitter are melting down. So I wanted to go over all those details. And oh, Kamala, she gave her concession speech. So we'll go over that as well. Hang tight.
2004. This is a mandate. He's won the national popular vote for the first time for a Republican, for the first time since 2004. This is a big deal. This isn't backing into the office. This is a mandate to do what you said you were going to do. Get the economy working again for regular working class Americans, fix immigration, try to get crime under control, try to reduce the chaos in the world. This is a mandate from the American people to do that. I think I'm interpreting the results tonight as the revenge of just the regular old working class American, the anonymous American who has been crushed, insulted, condescended to. They're not garbage. They're not Nazis. They're just regular people who get up and go to work every day and are trying to make a better life for their kids, and they feel like they have been told to just shut up when they have complained about the things that are hurting them in their own lives.
And so that is my sentiment. Yeah, and so like I stated earlier in my video, that is my sentiment, is that's where Kamala went wrong. Just not listening to the public, not listening to what their needs were, and ultimately it backfired. And so Sean Jennings is correct in that. This is a mandate now to get the job done. The people have spoken. They are looking to Trump to actually make progress, make changes. He's got a lot of work at hand, but he's up to the job. And so here we are again with Van Jones. He has his opinion on the effects that this will have on women
who are not a part of anybody's elite, who are hurting tonight. There are African-American women who know a little bit about being talked down to, and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple of months. And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt. And they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy. And once again, they're facing rejection. And that hurts. They thought tomorrow morning they're going to walk out with their shoulders back a little bit, maybe able to breathe for the first time and feel like they belong someplace. They did everything that they knew how to do. And it's going to be harder than it should be tomorrow for them to hold their heads up. And they're not the only people who are hurting tonight. If you're a parent of a trans kid, your child's face was used as a springboard to power for somebody. That doesn't feel good. There are going to be people tomorrow, we're going to be handing clothes at the dry cleaners to people who don't have papers. There are going to be people who are going to be cleaning your teeth tomorrow who don't have papers. And they're terrified tonight. And so it's easy to blow this off. Oh, look at the elites. They're going to get their comeuppance. It's not the elite that's going to pay the price. It's people who woke up this morning with a dream and are going to bed with a nightmare. And those people didn't deserve to be respected and held and talked to. Those are the people who are going to pay the price for whatever Donald Trump decides to do.
It is.
And so, I disagree. I think Van is incredibly emotional as always, and he is trying to appeal to the sentiment of women who are feeling a way about this loss. It's not that they're not worthy. It's just that Kamala just wasn't qualified. She just wasn't a good candidate. She wasn't a good candidate back in 2019, and she wasn't a good candidate this time around. So, a lot of women are completely open to having a woman as a president. They just want someone who's going to be credible, somebody's going to be qualified, someone who can stand as a leader and address their needs, their wants, their desires, and kind of can look beyond, I guess, abortion rights. There's more to a woman than abortion rights. And so even though women's rights were kind of under the guise of abortion rights, we still have our rights to reproduce. You know, abortion has not been abolished in many states. And so my sentiment is, if that's something that's incredibly important to you, then you need to fight for that on the local level, because your state is now the ones that are in control of, you know, all that entails in terms of, you know, how long you can wait before you can get these things done. So these things haven't been abolished. There are plenty of states where you can still get these things done. However, that wasn't top of mind for many of the women who voted. As you can see in the numbers, many women voted for Trump. The economy was more important to them. Their safety was more important than to them. There are plenty of women who, you know, care about the kids that they already have. You know, that's top of concern, being able to provide for them, feed them, nurture them, raise them in a safe environment. And with this open border, a lot of safety has been a concern for a lot of women. And so, as you can see, women were not going in droves just to support abortion. That was not the number one policy or interest that many women ended up choosing in terms of who they voted for. And so it's really disheartening, again, that Van Jones, you know, is to me just off base in regards to his sentiment, but nonetheless. And then he's also mentioning, you know, migrants who will be disappointed by this election. You know, people will be at your dry cleaners, people will be cleaning your teeth who don't have their papers. But the truth of the matter is, people who are here legally will have their work permits, they will have their working papers. So people who are in these positions are not here legally. They're working under the table. And truth of the matter is, that's not a life for anyone. People working under the table, they're subjugated, they're paid less than they deserve, they don't get medical benefits and things of that nature. So that's no life for anyone. So being legal is the way to go. And unfortunately, a lot of people are here who are not legal, and it's causing a lot of difficulty in a lot of these communities with violence, which you see in terms of why people came out and voted in droves to get a lot of these things, you know, taken care of, get that border closed, get inflation down, you know, get back to what we want and need in regards to the fabric of America. And so next I want to show you what is happening on TikTok with these liberals in a complete state of meltdown. Do you see this? This is crazy.
Bitch, break out the It's alright. It's alright, I feel that way too. It's alright. We feel that way together, okay? Let it out. Let it out.
That is scary. She turned into something else. That is scary. You know, I'm just so confused by that sentiment. You have sky high prices on everything. You've got Venezuelan gangs taking over apartments all over the United States, not just Colorado, not just New York. You've got the desire to have biological boys or biological men in women's sports, transgender surgeries for children, 300,000 plus migrant children who are missing, and you're afraid of Trump. I don't understand the logic behind that. Like, this administration is responsible for everything we're seeing right now, yet you are terrified of Trump. Maybe somebody can explain it to me, because I'm not getting it. And so in this particular clip, this is going to be Kamala giving her concession speech I only play a small amount of it because I didn't want to do it in its entirety. You can totally see it online, but I did want to just share a little bit for you.
Good afternoon. Good. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So let me say, and I love you back. And I love you back. So let me say, my heart is full today. My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
And so I wanted to leave it off there, or just end there. The light of America's promise will always burn bright. And so that is the sentiment that I think everybody should hold dear, whether you voted for Trump or not. You know, you have to recognize that you're still blessed. You know, you will get through this storm, through this challenge. A lot of people didn't vote for Biden, but they had to live through it another 4 years, and they endured, and they went through it. A lot of people have had a lot of difficult times under this administration, and they got through it. And so you too, who wanted Kamala in office, will just have to endure. You know, the beauty is we do have multiple branches of government. We have Supreme Court. There is not going to be a situation where we have a dictator or we will never be able to vote again and things of that nature. I think the mainstream media has done an incredible job of just pushing fear tactics and keeping people fearful of every term, of every Trump presidency, anything that they just believe you should be afraid of, just to keep you in control and keep you in line, is what they spew. But I think liberals, I know that they're having a difficult time today, but you got to just kind of take a step back and breathe. And I do empathize with them, because I do know that had Kamala won, I would be incredibly disappointed and despondent as well. I wouldn't be on social media crying and screaming and carrying on, but at the same time, I know that I would be very upset. However, life goes on. You know, we've got 4 years with Trump, and then, you know, whatever happens after that. I will say that, you know, for all of those who wanted Trump in office and feared Democratic reign, I would say you've got 4 years to get it together. You've got 4 years to start that business, start that new job, you know, do whatever it is that your life goals were, your plans were, so that, you know, when Democrats do come back around and run for re-election in the next term, that you're prepared and you're not as negatively affected by whatever the administration puts down, or whatever policies that impact the citizens of America. So you just have to continue to be optimistic. You have to stay prayed up, and no matter how these elections go, you have to know that, you know, you're going to fight on, you're going to push forward, and we will endure no matter what. So again, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank goodness this election is finally over, so all of these incredible, crazy commercials can stop oversaturating our airwaves. I can stop getting calls from pollsters. All of that can just finally die out, and we can get back to some normalcy. That's what we need. So again, my name is Andrea Banu. Thank you so much for joining the Community Ledger. If you like this content, please do like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day.